Number 9's latest project made him do something he swore would never happen again, and it has fans completely divided. What number 4 admitted about their most recent role? They literally said it was one of the most uncomfortable experiences of their career.
Stop him! Stop! Stop! Joffrey, please!
But nothing, and I mean nothing, prepares you for what's happening at number 1 right now. Game of Thrones ended 6 years ago. The cast scattered to every corner of Hollywood imaginable. Some joined billion-dollar franchises. Others completely vanished from the spotlight. A few made career moves so unexpected that even their families couldn't believe it. Most people assume they know where Jon Snow ended up or what Daenerys is doing now. But the real stories, they're way more interesting than anyone realizes. We're counting down 15 Game of Thrones stars whose lives took the wildest turns after leaving Westeros. And the person at number 1, they made a choice that completely changed their entire legacy. This is going to be fascinating, so let's jump straight in.
Butcher's boy who wants to be a knight, eh? Pick up your sword, Butcher's boy. Let's see how good you are.
Joffrey Baratheon was the most hated character in television history. When he died at his own wedding, poisoned by enemies he never saw coming, the internet basically threw a worldwide party. But here's the twist nobody expected. Jack Gleeson is actually one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. After Game of Thrones wrapped up his character in season 4, Gleeson did something that made zero sense to Hollywood. He walked away completely. He went to Trinity College Dublin, founded a theater company called Collapsing Horse Theatre, just lived a normal life for years. Fast forward to 2025, and he's back, but only on his own terms. He's starring in Safe Harbor, playing a character named Farrell, popped up in The Famous Five. And get this, he got married to actress Roisin O'Mahony back in 2022. Kept the whole thing super low-key with a small ceremony in County Kerry. The guy who played the most cruel character on television is living his absolute best life, taking roles only when he genuinely wants to. That's the kind of career control most actors can only dream about. But another villain from the show made an even stranger career move.
Jon Snow's a bastard, not a Stark.
So was I, father.
If Joffrey was hated, Ramsay Bolton was on a whole different level. This character broke Theon Greyjoy mentally for 2 straight seasons, manipulated Sansa Stark. He made Joffrey look like a Disney prince by comparison, but RHEON in real life, a totally different person. After Thrones, he jumped into Marvel's Inhumans, which didn't last long, but he kept working steadily. Recently, he starred in Peacock's Those About to Die, this intense series about Roman gladiators. Basically, perfect casting for someone who played one of television's most terrifying characters. But here's where it gets really interesting. RHEON's also a musician. He released an album called I Just Wish I'd Never Gone to Space. He's been touring with it, performing these gentle indie folk songs. Imagine this. The guy who destroyed people on Game of Thrones is now singing soft, emotional ballads on stage. That's the kind of career change that makes zero sense on paper, but somehow works perfectly. And honestly, good for him for breaking that image completely. But one actor made a choice that's even more surprising.
Yes, he will. He'll come for me. He's tried before.
Bran Stark became King of Westeros, which still confuses people to this day. The character who spent most of the show in a wheelchair and talking in riddles ended up ruling everything. But Isaac Hempstead Wright? He basically looked at Hollywood and said no thanks. He was only 11 years old when Game of Thrones started. That means he literally spent half his entire life on that show. When it finally ended, he made a decision that stunned absolutely everyone. He went back to school, studied neuroscience at University College London, and now he's in clinical training. The guy who played the all-knowing three-eyed Raven is pursuing actual real-world knowledge. When you think about it, that's kind of perfect. He also got married recently and keeps his personal life super private. You won't find him posting on social media or doing celebrity stuff at all. He did appear in one movie after Thrones, a 2021 film called Voyagers, but that's it. While all his former castmates are chasing Marvel contracts and blockbuster deals, Wright's just living like a completely normal person with a neuroscience career. He gained all the knowledge as Bran. Now he's doing it for real as a scientist. That's honestly the most dedicated character follow-through ever. But someone else made a transformation that's way more visible.
I didn't even want to be a knight.
Brienne of Tarth became the first female knight in Westeros history. That scene where Jaime knights her still makes people emotional. GWENDOLINE Christie brought so much heart to that role that you couldn't help but root for her. In 2025, she's absolutely everywhere and showing incredible range. She's in Netflix's Wednesday Season 2, where her character literally came back from the dead. She's the narrator for Civilization VII, which means millions of gamers are now hearing Brienne's voice guiding their empires through history. And she just premiered this art house film called After This Death, at the Berlin Film Festival. That movie took 15 years to develop. She connected with director Luca Guadagnino during a pandemic Zoom call, where they just talked about cinema for hours. The film is mysterious and genre-defying. Exactly the kind of prestige work that proves she's way more than just a warrior character. She's also become this huge fashion icon, dating British designer Giles Deacon, who creates these incredible custom gowns for her red carpet appearances. CHRISTIE's not just acting anymore. She's building this whole artistic identity that's completely separate from Game of Thrones. And that's exactly how you stay relevant without getting stuck in one type of role. But one actor's recent project required a sacrifice nobody expected.
I hear we might be neighbors soon.
Jaime Lannister had one of the most complex character journeys on the entire show. He started as a villain who pushed a from a tower, ended up becoming someone you actually cared about. NIKOLAJ COSTER-WALDAU brought serious depth to that transformation, even though the ending was controversial. After Thrones, he's been balancing Hollywood projects with work in his native Denmark, which is smart because it gives him options. He starred in Apple TV Plus's The Last Thing He Told Me with Jennifer Garner. That show just got renewed for season 2, so that's a big deal. He also appeared in The Flash, which wasn't a huge role, but still counts as DC Universe experience. His most exciting project, though, King and Conqueror. This historical drama about William the Conqueror and the Battle of Hastings. The show, filmed in Iceland, premiered in the UK in August 2025 and became a massive hit almost immediately. Prime Video picked it up for international distribution, and now it's dominating streaming charts worldwide. The guy who played the Kingslayer is literally playing actual kings from history now. When you think about it, that's kind of perfect. And he mostly lives in Denmark with his wife and 2 daughters. Keeps everything super low-key, maintains that real-life balance that most actors struggle with. But one actor's career exploded in a completely unexpected direction.
Rob.
The Red Wedding shocked an entire generation of viewers. That episode genuinely upset people. Robb Stark was supposed to be the hero, the king in the north who would avenge his father and win the war. Then suddenly, betrayed and at a wedding in season 3. Fans still haven't recovered from that moment. But Richard Madden's career absolutely exploded after that scene. He played Prince Charming in Disney's Cinderella, appeared in Rocketman as Elton John's manager, then joined the Marvel Universe as Icarus in Eternals. That Marvel role alone opened massive doors for him. He also won a Golden Globe for Bodyguard, this British thriller series where he played a war veteran. The performance was genuinely outstanding. In 2023, he starred in Citadel, Amazon's huge-budget spy thriller that's basically their attempt at creating the next big action franchise. His latest project is Killer Heat, where he plays twin brothers in this gripping crime thriller. Super challenging because you're essentially acting opposite yourself. His former castmates used to call him the lovely Richard because he was apparently the nicest person on set, and now he's become one of the biggest stars from the entire show. But wait until you hear what happened to number 9. Khal Drogo died in season 1 after only 10 episodes. But those 10 episodes launched Jason Momoa into absolute superstardom. After Game of Thrones, he became Aquaman, did 2 movies, made over $1 billion at the box office, was basically everywhere you looked. Then DC reset their entire franchise and Momoa stepped back from that world. But in July 2025, he posted a video that broke the internet. He shaved his beard, the signature beard he'd had for 6 straight years. Fans completely lost their minds. Why would he do that? Because of Dune Part 3. He's returning as Duncan Idaho. And according to the books, Duncan comes back as a clone, so the look had to change. The video of him shaving is honestly heartbreaking because he looks absolutely miserable the entire time. Even said, "Only for you, Dennis, I hate it." But here's the part that makes it even more special. His 16-year-old son, Nakoa Wolf, got cast in the same movie playing Leto 2, the son of Paul and Chani, father and son working together in Denis Villeneuve's universe. And Momoa made it clear his son did it all on his own merit with no help from dad. Watching Momoa sacrifice his signature look for one of the biggest franchises in cinema right now, that's real commitment. Dune Part 3 hits theaters December 2026, and fans are already completely obsessed. But nothing compares to what number 8 went through.
Oh, but it was. When you play the Game of Thrones, you win.
Cersei Lannister was ruthless, calculating, and absolutely terrifying in the best possible way. Lena Headey played her with such intensity that she earned 5 Emmy nominations. Whether you loved her or hated her, you couldn't take your eyes off her. After Game of Thrones, she kept working constantly, doing action films like Gunpowder Milkshake and 9 Bullets, voice work in The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance and Masters of the Universe Revelation. Plus, she had a major role in HBO's White House Plumbers in 2023. But here's what most people don't realize. franchise. Hetty's building this entire empire behind the camera. She started her own production company called Peephole Productions, signed a first-look deal with Boat Rocker Studios, and in 2025, she's making her feature directorial debut with H is for Hawk. It's this dramatic film about grief, falconry, and recovery, the kind of personal project that shows she's way more than just an actress. She's also starring in The Abandons, a 10-episode series where she plays Fiona Nolan, and Beacon 23, where she's both the lead actor and executive producer. Hetty earned about $2 million per episode on Game of Thrones. She used that money incredibly wisely to build a career with real staying power. She's not just acting anymore, she's directing, producing, controlling her own path forward. And that's exactly how you survive Hollywood long term. But one actress made a choice that's way more impressive. Arya Stark rejected every single expectation placed on her, refused to be a lady, became a deadly fighter, and defeated the Night King, which saved literally everyone. Maisie Williams was only 12 when she auditioned for the role. Game of Thrones was her second ever audition. She basically grew up on that show. When it ended, she did something that nobody in Hollywood expected. She started a tech company called Daisy. It's basically like a professional network, but specifically for creative people, a platform designed to connect artists. Williams raised about $7.5 million in funding from major investors like Founders Fund and Kleiner Perkins. She's not just a celebrity face for the company. She's a literal co-founder making business decisions and building infrastructure for her career long-term. That's incredibly smart thinking. She's also continued acting, but super selectively. She was in The New Mutants, voiced characters in animated projects, starred in 2 Weeks to Live and Pistol, and most recently played Catherine Dior, Christian Dior's sister, in Apple TV Plus's The New Look. But here's the mystery that's driving fans absolutely crazy. George R.R. Martin posted something interesting about meeting Williams for pizza in London, mentioned a secret project that could be so much fun, but refused to give any details. Fans think she might be returning to Westeros for one of the spinoffs, but nobody knows for sure. Williams is keeping it completely locked down, and that mystery is generating massive speculation online. But one actor's current project is causing even more conversation.
I wish to confess.
Stories.
Tyrion Lannister was the smartest person in Westeros. Hands down. Quick wit. Survived situation after situation that should have ended him. Peter Dinklage won 4 Emmys for that role. 4, which is absolutely incredible and well-deserved. After Thrones, he didn't slow down at all. He joined the Marvel Universe as Atri, the Dwarf King who forged Thor's Stormbreaker in Avengers Infinity War. But his 2 biggest projects in 2025 are fascinating. First, there's Wicked, where he plays Dr. Dillamond in one of the biggest theatrical musicals ever made. Then there's The Toxic Avenger, which is completely different energy. This film sat in development for 15 years and finally released in August 2025. Dinklage voices the entire thing. The character's in a practical suit performed by a stunt actor, but Dinklage does all the dialogue from a recording booth. The movie is deliberately wild, violent, satirical. Stars Kevin Bacon and Elijah Wood. It's not the obvious choice for a major actor at all, but that's exactly why it matters. Dinklage is taking creative risks, building this parallel voice acting career that gives him freedom without getting stuck in one type of role. He's playing the long game and winning, but one actress made a move that nobody saw coming. Daenerys Targaryen went from exiled princess to mother of dragons to controversial final twist. That last season is still debated to this day, but Emilia Clarke's performance throughout the entire series, absolutely unforgettable. She earned 4 Emmy nominations, and then she revealed something that shocked the entire world. She'd survived 2 brain aneurysms during filming, had brain surgery at 24 years old.
I had a couple of brain hemorrhages, and that kind of, you know, you gain a lot of perspective, and
The show literally saved her life both financially and emotionally. After Thrones, she jumped into major franchises immediately. She played Kira in Solo: A Star Wars Story, joined the Marvel Universe as Gaia in Secret Invasion, starred in The Pod Generation, which she also produced. But her most exciting upcoming projects show where she's headed. She's playing Irish writer Constance Lloyd in An Ideal Wife, and fashion icon Daphne Guinness in The Queen of Fashion. Clarke's not just chasing blockbuster paychecks anymore. She's building a production company, acquiring rights to stories, maintaining creative control over her projects. She learned from Game of Thrones how to play the long game in Hollywood. Clarke's diversifying her career incredibly smartly. She's not just the mother of dragons anymore. She's becoming a legitimate power player in the industry. But one actress took an even bolder risk.
I come from a very small village in a...
I just realized I don't care.
Sansa Stark went from naive girl dreaming about being queen to actual queen in the North. That transformation was one of the best character journeys in the entire show. Sophie Turner was only 14 when she got cast.
I'm Sophie Turner and I play Sansa Stark.
Game of Thrones was her very first professional acting job. That's wild. After it ended, she struggled to find another project that matched that scale. She was in X-Men Dark Phoenix, which didn't perform well. Then The Staircase in 2022. Then Joan in 2024, where she played a notorious jewel thief. But 2025 brought her biggest announcement yet. Amazon cast her as the new Lara Croft in their Tomb Raider series. Angelina Jolie, Alicia Vikander, now Sophie Turner. That's legendary company. The series is written by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who created Fleabag. Filming starts January 2026. Turner said she's giving everything she's got to live up to that legacy. But here's the story everyone's talking about. The Dreadful, a gothic horror film where Turner reunited with Kit Harington. They played siblings on Thrones for 8 years. But in this movie, they're lovers. Filming their romantic scenes was apparently absolute misery. Turner appeared on Late Night with Seth Meyers and said it was one of the worst moments of her entire career.
And we get on set, and it's the first kissing scene, and we are both retching. Like, really, it is vile. It was the worst. Another really bad moment in my...
Even worse than filming with live insects in her other horror movie Trust. Harington admitted it was super weird too. Said he had to stand on an apple box to kiss her because she's literally a foot taller than him. But they did it anyway because the script was that good. The Dreadful is in post-production right now with no release date yet. But fans are both horrified and fascinated. Two former siblings playing lovers in a horror film. That's uncomfortable on purpose, and it's definitely working as a hook. But nothing compares to the absolute situation at number 3. Theon Greyjoy had one of the most brutal character journeys in the entire series. He betrayed the Starks, got captured and broken mentally by Ramsay Bolton for what felt like forever, lost his identity completely, and then slowly rebuilt himself into someone who finally did the right thing. Alfie Allen played that psychological destruction so well that he earned an Emmy nomination in 2019 for the final season. What people don't talk about is how much that role affected Allen personally. After Thrones ended, he's been open about struggling with the darkness of that character, the mental toll of playing someone that damaged for 8 years. But in 2025, he's experiencing this incredible comeback both professionally and personally. He starred in SAS Rogue Heroes as Lieutenant Jock Lewis, one of the founders of the Special Air Service, showed he could play actual heroes instead of broken characters. He also made his Broadway debut in 2022 in Martin McDonagh's Hangman, earned a Tony nomination, which is huge. And here's a fun fact. His older sister is singer Lily Allen, who wrote that song Alfie about him back in 2007. Allen's currently working on several new projects, including Dealer's Choice at London's Donmar Warehouse. His journey from Theon's dark story to stage success is honestly one of the most inspiring transformations from the entire cast. But someone made a sacrifice that's even more shocking.
My father used to say, we find our true friends on the battlefield.
Jon Snow was the heart of Game of Thrones from start to finish. Outcast, King in the North, secret truth about his family, the brooding hero who saved everyone. Kit Harington carried that weight for 8 seasons. When the show ended, he admitted he really struggled mentally. He said he felt unsafe, started going to therapy, questioned if he was letting everyone down, dealt with serious pressure that temporarily overwhelmed him, but he recovered and rebuilt. The biggest news was that a Jon Snow spin-off series was in development. When Harington confirmed it, fans absolutely lost their minds. Then in 2025, he quietly revealed the project got shelved. They couldn't find the right story to tell. After all that excitement and anticipation, there won't be a Jon Snow series, at least not yet. But he's got The Dreadful with Sophie Turner, which everyone's talking about. That horror reunion where they play lovers instead of siblings. On the personal side, everything's solid. He married Rose Leslie, who played Ygritte back in 2018. They have 2 kids, a son born in 2021 and a daughter in 2023. Harington's prioritizing quality over quantity now, choosing projects that actually matter to him instead of just chasing blockbuster deals. That's rare in 2025, where everyone's trying to join the next Marvel franchise or land the biggest streaming contract. But the person at number 1 made a move that changes everything about how we see career choices in Hollywood.
Your Grace, I tried to do my duty as a wife.
Marguerite Tyrell played the game better than almost anyone on the show. She was smart, strategic, always 3 steps ahead. Natalie Dormer made that character absolutely magnetic. After Game of Thrones, she's been making moves that most people completely missed because she's been working in British television and independent films. And in 2025, she's doing something that proves she's not just chasing paychecks or fame. She's building a legacy based purely on meaningful work. She's headlining Audrey's Children, this biographical drama about Dr. Audrey Evans, a real-life hero who revolutionized childhood cancer treatment in the 1960s and 70s. The film premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival and Philadelphia Film Festival in 2024 to critical acclaim. Released nationwide in March 2025 during Women's History Month, Dormer said she couldn't believe Dr. Evans wasn't a household name, called it an honor and privilege to play such a woman. The role required her to battle on screen against workplace discrimination, medical establishment resistance, and institutional barriers, all while developing revolutionary treatments that saved millions of children's lives. Dr. Evans also co-founded the Ronald McDonald House Charities, places that provide free homes for families while their children are in hospital. Massive accomplishment that changed healthcare forever. But here's what makes Dormer's choice for number 1. Tragically, Dr. Evans passed away 2 weeks into filming, but the production continued because the story mattered. And since the film's release, Dormer's had people come up to her in tears saying, "I'm one of Audrey's children. I would not be alive without Dr. Audrey." She was also in The Wasp in 2024, a psychological thriller that scored 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the mystery series White Lies, which is streaming on AMC Plus right now. What separates Dormer from everyone else on this list isn't just the quality of her work, it's the intention behind her choices. She's not chasing the biggest spotlight. She's choosing roles that matter, stories that need to be told, characters that represent something beyond entertainment. That's why she's number 1, because in an industry obsessed with box office numbers and social media followers, she's focused on legacy, impact, and using her talent to honor real heroes like Dr. Audrey Evans. Whether it's joining billion-dollar franchises, building tech companies, pursuing neuroscience degrees, or telling stories that actually matter, they've proven that being in one iconic show doesn't define your entire career. The cast that once ruled the 7 kingdoms now rules Hollywood in 15 completely different ways. And honestly, that's way more interesting than any reunion season could ever be. If these transformations shocked you, subscribe for more stories about what really happens when the cameras stop rolling. And let me know in the comments which Game of Thrones star's journey surprised you the most.